mushroom person now?
I put your check upstairs in the drop box.
I don't know.
I'll show you.
This is so confusing.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah, it's just fine, yeah, I can.
I got it.
Recording in progress.
All right, all. Welcome to the call today. It is April 29th. Believe it or not, man, 4 months down almost. This is the TRC Telemarketing and Sales Training call, which I am excited to do. As always, we just had a really good call on the other side in the Campfire group. If you are not making it to the Campfire calls, you should be. That's where we teach the core plans, especially if you are a telemarketer, a client care manager, or an agent. You really need to understand what makes us unique. And we just had that call. If you don't have access to that call, that's okay. Just ask your team lead to give you a recording of it, but you should absolutely listen to it today. I went through and I showed a little bit because I have show and tell with me today. I have a copy of the package that gets mailed out to sellers and my real presentation folder, which has my stuff in the middle and their stuff. Okay. So I want to make sure that everybody understands we have a plan here, period. Right? Whether you're a buyer, an agent, or a seller, we have a plan for you. And it starts with what to do. And then how to do it is how we coach and train you, right? So you want to understand that because that's what makes you unique when you compete in the field. Today is the telemarketing primarily call, right? I mean, primarily that's what we go through. And what that means is that these plans, they're built upon into a context, right? So buyers have a context. So what we just talked about on the buyer plan side, which you might have a buyer who comes that's been referred to you. You might have a buyer who's a past client. You might have a buyer that you meet at an open house. Those are contexts. So what happens when you have to deal with context is you have to recognize that that buyer has that context and your language changes. It's the same thing, and most of the calls here, obviously, on Fridays, are about sellers in the pursuit of that seller. And these sellers all have a context. So primarily what you see in the seller side context is expireds. Maybe they canceled or withdrew, but something failed. You might hear a probate call where somebody's passed. You might hear a circle prospecting call where it's a just listed, it's a just sold, or we're just trying to build up our Market Watch newsletter so that they know how the market's doing. That's an extremely valuable resource to build a permission marketing list like that, extremely valuable. So those are all contexts. But what continues to make us unique beneath all that is the fact that we have these plans, right? That's what makes it unique. Okay. So just keep that in mind when we go through all this stuff. All right. So I am going to get into the calls that have been sent to me. Remember, Danny.Griffin@therealtyclassroom.com. If you are a coaching member, that's where I expect those to go so we can zip through them. Okay. Let's just see who came in first. I have Crystal Carroll's recording here. Crystal from Alan's team. So I'm going to go with that first. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, is this Christopher?
It is.
Hi, my name is Crystal. I'm with Alan's Luxury Homes. How are you doing?
Good, and yourself?
Good, thanks. I was actually calling. We saw that your beautiful home was online for sale and didn't sell. Were you still interested in selling that?
Okay, stop. Alan? Alan, you here? Crystal, you here? One of you?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi. Okay, those aren't the words, darling, right? And so you're getting yourself into deep water early and often here. Because number one, when you start off and you give them the question mark, is this him? You don't have to do that. And the reason is you're the authority here. Okay. And so I want you to remember that. It's almost like tone is so subtle when you're first learning this way of doing things. You want to inflect downward like a teacher. Alan, just like that, right? It's slight.
Okay.
It's slight, but you're just trying to get this. What was this guy's name again?
Christopher?
Yeah, Christopher. And so that question mark, it's amazing how powerfully people react to triggers. And so these are subtleties. And so when you're first trying to routinize this or make it a routine, what you did was fine. Your tone is fine. You're very pleasant. We know that. But that's what we differentiate as selling on muscle. You're starting to do this on personality. Your personality, it will come through no problem. And more so in that second beat where you'll probably need it to connect on a human basis when you're playing therapist, right? But in this beginning, like these aren't the words, right? We didn't.
This was my first phone call.
No problem.
I apologize for that.
No problem. And you're not getting beaten up. You're getting trained. What Alan needs to do, and I don't know if he's here or not, what he needs to do is read through this with you, right? He needs to read through this with you, where you make this a routine, right?
Yeah.
This is so a routine. When you hear me say routinize from now on, or routinize, I'll emphasize it. You're. It's not a role play where we want to beat you up. We want the words to be exact as possible, without like, Christopher, right? You know, I get it. I get when we're trying to match our physical nerves to something that's brand new. But what's happening is you're allowing this to not be a system by doing this. So when you say, when you're thinking about listing again, like where does that come from? Instinct. It has to, because it's not written. So our instinct is to default to doing that on muscle because you're excited. Somebody answers the phone as a yeah, right. Oh my God, they answer the phone. Are you going to sell? Right? We get all fired up. I get it. Our brain goes into acceleration. What it's called is cognitive load, right?
Okay.
This is new. You got excited. That's cognitive load that burdens the brain. So when we're burdened, we can't think logically anymore. So we start to react emotionally. That makes sense to you?
Correct.
Yeah. So by making something routine, you lower that burden by nature, because no matter what they say or what they sound like, you know you have a routine to go through. And over time, you'll begin to believe in that routine. So let's listen to the rest of it.
Currently, I'm going to wait it out and see. Just wait a little bit more time. It's been actually off the market for 7 months. It's just the listing expired.
Okay. Well, what we wanted to do was send you some information that would help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Good.
Okay.
Okay. And to confirm, your address is 861 Lane?
Yep, Dallas 75228.
Okay. And what is the style of your property? Is it a condo, townhome?
It's a bungalow, like a house. It's a regular single family.
Okay. And do you know the square footage?
Okay, why are we doing this? See, again, where's Alan? I'm going to slap him for not being here. He's going to get the tase.
No, we went through it afterward. We listened to this, by just he and I, and went through it as well. He's been super busy, so
Okay.
But he wanted me to submit it to you as well.
Okay, good. So. Yeah, you guys need to go through this, because what you're doing is good, but it's completely out of order. You're into the seller qualifying questionnaire.
Correct.
That's shame on he and I for letting you get there. Look, you clearly don't understand the beats, right? So somehow this seller qualifying questionnaire.
Yeah, we haven't gone through the script or anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'd rather fall forward than not do anything at all. Okay. So the beats are, one, just finish getting the whole idea is you got to get this package secured, and you have to secure the time with, when you call this guy back. Make sense?
Okay.
Because the idea is we have this benevolent Trojan horse that needs to get out to somebody, needs to get in their hands, needs to change the relationship so that now all of a sudden he's seen as professional. Got it? That if you do nothing else on a call, secure that and the time. We take some time to put this together. I want to make sure it arrives to you, right? So I'm going to call you next week. Which day of the week would be best? What time of the day? Secure that follow-up phone call. I want I want everybody in this group to hear me say that. Secure that follow-up phone call. I am so disappointed in the whole group for not hearing the importance of that moment. Oh, I get all these packages out. How many? 62. And what happened with those people? Oh, we could never get anybody on the phone again. What? That's pathetic. That's weak, right?
I see.
Right?
I thought it was to get the questions done and send it out.
Nope. Because all we're going to do is take that. Well, it's not your bad. How would you know? You're not Nostradamus, are you? Huh? You have a crystal ball? I didn't know that, right? So this is on us, right? This is on us. So the idea is routinize the beats. There's beat 1. all about
Okay.
the package. Just stick to the language. Not are you going to sell it again, any of that stuff. It sets it up. Then you can say, by the way, while I have you, why were you thinking about selling? This is a therapy moment. See, because once he says yes to the package, once it's out there, he might ask you what you're sending. You really want to be in tune with this. Once that's all set up, right? Now all of a sudden you can move this thing through to the next beat. Where if you can buy some time and he's friendly, because you have a nice voice, so they're going to be friendly to you. Yeah, I mean, this guy's opening up to you. So let's just see where it goes, because you could start to annoy him here by asking him stuff, right?
Yeah.
Here we go.
2,200 square feet.
2,200. And how many bedrooms and bathrooms?
4 and 2.5.
Okay. And is it a 1 or 2 car garage?
1.
Sorry, I just have to ask you these because we're going to send you some additional information that will, coincide. Why did you think that it didn't sell the first time?
A lot of reasons. The realtor, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why are you thinking about selling it in the first place?
It just appreciates very quickly, the market.
Okay. When did you buy the home?
Okay, too much. Just we're drowning.
Yeah.
He's drowning. You can hear him drowning.
But hey, I'm sorry. I'm
There you
at
go.
work.
Told you. It's predictable. It's just shame on us for not making this clear. Okay. Are you in the area right now in your house where you work?
No.
Okay. So I want to see a picture from you and Alan of how athletically ready you are to do these calls. I want to see beat 1 printed out, beat 2 printed out, and then the qualifying questionnaire, so that you understand this is 1 finish, 2 finish, 3 finish. If they're all there on a first call, great. But what happens is this is a good lead that is beginning to become a prospect. But then you started to annoy him because his context, we're not paying attention to his context, right? And even though it's happened, you can see that when you asked him the why, he gave you some answers. Had we just gone 1, hey, by the way, while I have you, why were you thinking about doing it? You want to sound like, emotionally involved too, which will come with time. But you have to stay in beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. Okay?
Okay.
Good start though. Good start. I mean, again, you're a pro. I can tell you've telemarketed before, but this feels, but this feels new to you and it's confusing, right? Yeah.
We did send him a package, so I have to follow up with him next week.
Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, he's game, but you've got to be disciplined in the beats. You
correct. I understand that. I'm going to go through that in the next couple of days, especially go through the script and
over and over and over and over and over.
Okay.
Rip the package apart. Understand what he's getting. Understand why it's a benefit to him. Get on those campfire calls. I don't know if you were on this before this, but you want to hear me talk about those plans so that it becomes an easily defensible package. We're not even into Alan yet. He's not even important to Alan. Like, Alan is nobody at this moment. The information that will help this guy sell it the next time is very important, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. All right, good start.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Angeli.
Hi, Danny.
How are we, darling? Oh boy, I got everything. I got everything for
Yeah.
you. You got it.
I didn't know with Josh, but he told me to send you everything, all the contacts, but I highlighted one there.
Okay.
That's the call that I needed to have evaluated. And just a short context about that call. I had a hard time sticking with the script with the kind of lead, but I guess he's a weak lead, but in my understanding, he just didn't find the right property before.
Okay, good. Let's listen.
He's skeptical about that.
Good. Let's listen. First of all, these are a lot of recorded calls. Good for you. That means you reached a lot of people. Am I right?
Yeah, a bit, yeah. But
Okay.
I had 330 leads, so it should be like that.
Yeah, good. Okay, here we go.
Oh. Hi, hello, Lightning? Speaking. Hi, Lightning. My name is Jordan. I'm calling from JAG Realty Group of EXP.
And I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that would help you sell it next time. May you do that?
Well, it did sell.
It did sell. All right.
Yeah.
So why was it sold?
Because I couldn't find another home. I couldn't find a home to buy. So
Okay. So
didn't go through.
all right.
So that's not true that it didn't sell.
Okay then. So you mean you are not selling it anymore because you haven't?
Okay, stop. Why does that confuse you? Tell me a little bit more right here. What's throwing you off? Because he told you exactly what happened. Did you understand what he was saying? Let me ask that first.
Yeah, at first I didn't understand because what I heard is I thought he said it did sell. So I asked when did it sold. So he said because I didn't find the right property. So
At that, hold
so
on.
I didn't
At
understand.
that point, when he said it didn't sell because I couldn't find another property, did you understand that real estate context? Did you understand that, what he meant?
Yeah,
Okay.
I did.
Okay, good.
That he took it off.
Okay, because he couldn't find a place to go, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah,
simple.
I understand that.
Yeah,
right
pretty
away.
simple. But in the moment, did you understand it?
I somehow have an idea of what happened. Like he took it off because he cannot find the right property that he's
Right.
looking for. Because he would just sell if he finds the right
Correct.
house to move to.
Correct. Don't fight it. You sound like you're fighting it. Don't fight it. That's a very common occurrence in this business.
Yeah.
I didn't sell it. I could have easily in this market, but I couldn't find where I was going. So in a hot
Right.
market, that's a very, very obvious and common occurrence that we could solve for him, possibly. You follow?
Yes.
That's
That's why I really pushed for the package
good.
here.
Okay, good. But what side of the transaction is most important to solve?
The buying side.
Period. So let's see if you deal with that. Because the coachable moment here is, how conscious are you? You're coming back to the script and saying, oh, it was tough to stick to the script. Look I just said to Paul Cantu, who asked me a great question on the campfire. Don't fall on the sword is the expression, Angeli, meaning we have this sword called a script. We have this sword called a plan. I'm not sitting here like some ogre that says, if you don't stick to it, we chop your legs off, right? That's not the point. The point is it's a structure upon which we can all be successful. But what happens is the people, they collide into that structure and they throw us off. So what we want to do is we want to just, number one, use that structure. And if they play the game, it's easy. But sometimes they don't. This guy's a little bit older. He's being a little bit snarky. Well, it's not true that it didn't sell. It did. Okay, whatever. We let him have his personality quirk in the middle of this. But it's an obvious thing to you as a veteran. He needs help on the buy side, not the sell side. So even though he's a seller lead to begin with, expired, he needs help on the buy side. Now, you know Josh real well, and you know what he's capable of on the buy side. Do you believe, yes or no, that Josh could help this guy find something to buy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
In what pile of homes would Josh be able to find this guy something?
Actually, what he's looking for is, it's quite a hard property that he's looking for.
Okay.
And what I know from what Josh said, we have a lot of listings in the main areas like the Multnomah County and all of those cities. But the one that he's looking for it's like a cottage type, and he's very specific with the type of house that he's looking. So that's the reason why he wasn't able to get one before.
Good.
And I was really pushing for the package because I know that somehow maybe we have the kind of property, but because I went out of the script, it's kind of like I keep on repeating all the information I have, because I did got his criteria because I know the buying side should be solved first before we go to the selling.
Okay. All right.
Right.
We don't even need to talk about the selling like until Josh or somebody goes there. Right. So
Yeah.
let's just listen to this. It's happening to everybody in our brains. We're trying to be scripted. We're trying to serve. That's a lot going on. So when the brain gets stressed, it gets all over the place, right? You know, you get wide-eyed and you're struggling. That's why it's a nice idea to maybe keep your finger on the script. And what I would say is there's the sell side and there's the buy side, right? And ultimately what we're getting to is we're making an offer of service in some form. One service is to send them information, okay? Hey, if you give me the criteria on the buy side, what you were looking for, let me see what we can find that's off market. That was the pile I was talking about, right? There might be some off market properties that cottage style, or Josh is in the wholesale business. He might have something or know of something. So give me the criteria. Let me look at that and let me get you that information. Follow me?
Yeah.
So you want to not lose your cognitive or your brain power in this moment to solve and make an offer of information. See, the plan will be in there, like I said, the buying plan will be in there. But what he wants, like Paul Cantu was just saying in the last call, what they want is the solution quickly. What they need is to be more organized and planned. This guy goes out and he tries to sell his house and he has no prospects for where he's going. So it's most likely a realtor who hasn't done a good job of thinking about, I probably won't be able to sell this if I can't get on this side of it. So he needs better service. So the only thing that you're trying to do is offer, my guy probably can give you better service because he's super aggressive with off-market stuff. That's how I found you. We're calling off-market stuff. So if we knew that you wanted a cottage in an area, we'd call all the off-market stuff for you. Right? And then Josh is a wholesale guy. He might have a wholesale property that we can get you. So let me get you with him, right? Well, send me the information first. No problem. But let me get you with him. See, that's that value ladder where we walk up and we're saying, okay, we want you to give us some more insight as to how we could solve this. See, your job is you've identified this guy. He is a problem. This is exactly what we're looking for. Any person that's selling or buying that has a problem is our avatar or ideal prospect, right? It's ideal.
Yes.
All right, so let's see where you go with it.
Right.
That is correct.
All right. I see. I understand that.
Oops, shoot, it froze. And by the way, you don't have to keep those are what's called word whiskers. And I know English isn't your first language. I get it. But you know how I feel about.
So, where are you planning on moving to, by the way?
It turned back on. That was good.
Oh, about a half a mile away.
I was just going to say, beware of the word whiskers. I understand. You know, that stretches you out. Be comfortable with silence for a beat, right? I'm not saying that if you want to reset, you great. Something real quick though. I understand. You're just trying to buy yourself time, something shorter and sweeter, and knowing where you are in your offer. I mean, when in default, Angeli, if you just had your finger on the buyer and the seller offer, you know what I mean? When you start to get lost, make an offer, right? Let me send you this information. Let me jump you on the phone with Josh. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of offers we make. Follow?
Development that is called Rosedale. Do you know where Rosedale is?
Rosedale. Yeah, I've heard of that place. So you mean if ever you find a good property in Rosedale, you'd be able to fully decide in selling your property, right?
Well, I want one special type of home. I want a second story of about under 2,000 square feet, and I want a end lot. I do not want any maintenance in the back, so that would be a cottage type of home that they build.
All right, Angeli, I'm not going to listen to all his criteria, okay?
Yeah.
This is good. You got him to open up specifics about this. I want to get to the point where you try to solve it. Let me see if I go down the line a little bit.
I'm not going to give you well, I guess I could.
Hold on.
Okay, so how many bedrooms do you want?
Let me see if I can.
1,000. Okay, So yeah, the reason why I'm asking Lyman is because we can go ahead and search for properties within this criteria. Correct me if I'm wrong. I got a single. You're looking for a 3-bedroom single.
This is too much. This is what I
Yeah.
mean. You're always trying to reset yourself. It was the same thing that we heard in the first call today too. We're buying time. So let me get this right, or this is why I'm doing this. Cut to the chase, right? Cut to the chase. I'm going to give this,
All right.
I'm going to give this data to Josh, and you might give a little pitch for Josh. He's really good at this stuff, finding the difficult to find properties. And so let me give it to him. Would there be a time I could have him jump on the phone with you? You know what I mean? Just close this out. You don't have to go there. You've done your job. You follow me? Like you got this guy to open up and tell you what he's looking for. And so he needs somebody's insight at this point in time. And if you stretch it out, you're going too far. Okay? Let me listen.
House in Rosedale, somewhat like a cottage type for the size of 2,000 square feet in $700,000, correct? Price range.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we'll be looking for the properties as just mentioned, and where should I send it to? What email?
I'm not going to give you my. Well, I guess I could.
Uh-huh.
He's a silly man.
4, the digit 4.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, okay. All right, so this code, Fisher,
Yeah, you must have it anyway.
we don't have the email yet. We just got your phone number here, Lyman. So I got your code, Fisher, number 4, right?
Yes,
Okay, at yahoo.com.
that is correct.
All right, awesome. So yeah, just I'll call you in a week just to make sure you're getting the listings. We'll be sending to your email, Lyman. And by the way, while I have you, you're looking at a beautiful. You seem to have a beautiful property. Why you're trying to sell it?
Yeah, I guess I was. Right now I'm on hold, and since I've been checking myself, I haven't found anything, so I will be very satisfied here, and I'll wait 6 months because the market's going to be a lot different in 6 months than it is right now.
Okay. So yeah,
Can
what
you tell
do
me
you
the
think
market?
about moving?
What can you tell me about the market right now?
Yeah, for the market right now, interest rates are actually increasing from 4.3 last month. We got to 5.1 now, and also appreciation went up to 10% over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So basically, that's the market update that we have right now, Lyman. So if you would want to wait for 6 months, that's
Hey, by the way, really good. Right
I
there.
was really happy I have the market update note on my
Training
Okay.
sinks in. Really good. Because he was going to challenge you. This guy can't wait. He's a coach, right? You're going to challenge everybody. He's old school, right?
yeah.
Man after my own heart. So he's challenging you. And guess what? You were ready. Why? Because we have a system. And you had the market update and you had a couple of talking points and you don't hesitate. You hit them. Oh, coach, bang, bang. And then you move on. This is what I'm looking for, right? Just move them along to where they belong. He's silently begging to be led, but he's going to challenge you. And if you show weakness or non-strategic approach, if you run out of tarmac to take the plane off, pass it off to, well, that's a great question, but that's something for my broker Josh to answer. I'd love to get him on the phone with you. I think he can solve your problem. Period.
Yeah, I really did that on that call. There's a lot of going on in that call, so yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, we're going to move on from it because I think it's enough to do. But here's the deal. Keep chopping this down. But you're getting so good now at being ready. You see, it's becoming more of a routine. That's what I was just explaining before. That's a routine for you now. And it feels good and it feels right. And you were ready with things. But just don't get so thrown off by somebody like this. He's nice. He's funny. He's friendly. He's an old silly fool, right? So, just keep it moving. How did you end up with him? What did you end up doing?
I was able to set him the listings updates for the email, and then I sent a package, and I set up a call appointment for Josh.
Bravo. That's all I can ask. Just takes a little bit longer, but that's good.
Yeah.
Bravo. This is effective. I'd like to know from Josh how that appointment goes. When's that appointment?
Yeah. I failed to take note, but it's gonna be on Monday
Okay.
at 1:30.
I want that from you guys. I want to know how it goes because you're very effective. And this didn't take long. You just have to keep refining. Make everything a little bit smaller. Sticking to what you know is like important words, empowering words. Get rid of all the stuttering and the slowing down to buy yourself time. And that's why I stopped on it. That meaningful, specific, and then moving on quickly. Oh, if you could make all your calls like that, not being rude, but answering and moving on. Answering and moving on. That was a very empowered version of you in that moment there. And that's what I've been trying to get out of you for a long time. We're trying to empower you to take control. And that's what it sounds like professionally. Oh, here, we noticed the interest rates have gone up to 5.1, appreciation's up 10%, right? And we're watching it all closely. And that's a segue into Josh. But if you'd like more insight on the market, my broker, I'd be happy to set up an appointment because I'm going to send you the properties. But I think he can solve this problem for you and just close, right?
Yeah.
Good, Angeli.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you, Dan.
Very good evolution. Very good. Okay. Good. All right, Michelle. Here we go. Michelle and Will. Here we go.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
There we go.
Hi, is this Cheryl? It is. Hi, Cheryl. Hey, my name's Michelle, and I'm with We Know Real Estate. And I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. So I would just like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Real good. 32 seconds.
No, I'm not selling it. I was gonna relocate and decided to stay. Okay. All right, fair enough. Well, all right. I appreciate your time then. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right. The only critique there is don't trip over her when she's answering, right? Michelle, Will, anybody?
Yes,
Will?
I agree.
Okay. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. It's just excitement. It's like anything. You have her and it's there. And I think what's happening is you're coming down a level too. Get into that baritone a little bit. I used to joke, you don't have this, by the way, but I'll just say it. It's that, it's the princess from Disneyland voice that we fall. Hi, right? Welcome to the park, right? Just be careful of that in here. You don't sound like that. We have actually literally had people sound like that. But just that nice authoritative voice that you have, and then just, bite on your tongue while she's answering. And, again, I think you could go a little bit deeper here. Oh, so your plans changed and you were going to move. Is there any reason why you would decide to sell again? But I think if you were just slower in your brain, you would get there easily,
Okay.
right? You're going so fast. It's like, and again, it's early in this process for you. This is becoming a routine. I want everybody, not just you, to get used to, oh, did your plans change? And then maybe just free form in there based on what they say, right? Oh, so you were going to relocate? Oh, where were you going to go? Or what happened? How come it fell apart? Curious. Not, you sound like too much like a telemarketer who found a dead end and bails out the side of the plane, right? Follow me?
Right.
Yeah. And we all do that. Believe me. We all do that. And again, I'm going to keep repeating what helps stop doing that is to routinize these words and this process. You almost want to like stand above it, right? Like lay out. I used to love this when Lee Stillwell was doing all this marketing with all this stuff. I said, well, wait a minute, just show me the process, the sequence, send it to me. I remember having all his stuff in my basement, and I just laid it out on the floor, and I stood up above it, and I looked down at it, and I said, okay, what kind of a journey is he taking this person on, right? So it's that, I always refer to it as my glass room with all my imaginary consultants. Henry Ford and I are sitting up, looking down at the process of my business, and we're questioning it, right? And we're understanding it. When you see it holistically like that, You can see, oh, beat one makes sense. We got to get the materials in. We got to figure this out. We have to secure this. Boom, that's done. Phase one is done. Oh, now I can move over to phase two. Well, wait a minute. I'm not getting a clear outcome. What am I going to tell the shift manager at the end of the day? I'm not really clear. Well, yeah, it sounded like her plans changed. Oh, really? Well, how come her plans change? I don't know. See what I mean?
Yep.
So it's the patience for the process too. And sometimes it feels like you're hanging in. It's a fine balance too, by the way. That is a little bit human discretion, where there are some people, you hear me on this call going, yeah, get rid of him. He's beating you up and he's just being a jerk. So,
Right.
that is that intuitive moment where it's a Goldilocks moment. Am I going too fast with her or am I going too
Sure.
slow? Right. So, but as long as you feel, and we trust you, we empower you to make this call, as long as you feel you've come to the best conclusion that you can for that, great. That's all we can ask for, right? Make sense?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very good intro, though. I mean, very good. It was very good. Yeah.
Thank you.
That didn't take you long to adjust to. Real nice. Just a little bit more authoritative in the chest, right?
Gotcha.
I know it's weird, loud in the background, and I was trying to figure out what's going on with this call, right? So good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good patience in
Thank
the
you.
beginning, just not in the second beat because it's foreign to you, right?
Gotcha.
Good.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. Thanks for sharing it too. Okay, Russell, sync buyer lead seemed like he was brushing me off at the beginning, but I stayed curious and we ended up booking an appointment. Good. Here's an example, Michelle, of somebody, hanging in there to stay curious. Let's see what it sounds like. This is an example on the buy side from Russell.
Hello?
Hi, Pranav.
Yeah?
This is Russell with Wise Barth and Associates Real Estate. I'm calling because you registered on our property search website, and I want to make sure we're sending you the right properties. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
I mean, it's just an initial search for me. Like, I haven't made any mind. I was just like, I started looking like probably like just 1 or 2 days before. Like, I'm still in 2 months, but yeah.
So you're still just looking around. You haven't made a decision about making a move yet?
Yeah, not yet. Not completely yet.
Okay, no problem. Well, feel free to browse around. We do have a basic search setup for you. We'll keep it pretty broad so you can receive updates and get an idea of what the market's like over here.
Okay.
By the way, though, why were you thinking about making a move in the first place?
Good.
I mean, I've been in Amazon for like 2.5 years now. Like, I'm getting promoted and stuff. So, like, instead of like my lease is going to end pretty soon. So instead of like renting out stuff, I was planning to look into buying options, kind of a stuff.
Oh, okay. So you're already in the Seattle area?
Yeah, I've been here for like 2 years now.
Ah, I see. Okay, so you're gonna decide, once the lease is up, if you want to buy instead of continuing to rent, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Good.
how motivated would you say you are to purchase or own a home instead of continuing to rent?
I would say right now I'm somewhere around the middle mark, like around 6 probably.
Good.
All right. Why
Like, it's just like a couple of my friends have started looking into options and stuff who I live with and like have been living with, kind of a thing. So that's why I was thinking for a while now. So I just started like just looking. It's just an initial, but yeah.
I see. So, what do you think it would take for you to be a 10?
Sorry, can you just repeat it?
Oh, what do you think it would take for your motivation level to be a 10?
To be a 10,
Mm-hmm.
probably some good properties
Some good deals.
and like from where like my commute would be good to the office, because like looking at the current situation, things might become kind of a hybrid sort of a way in which like 2 days office and like work from home the rest of the day. So
I see.
knowing that like what would be the commute time
Yeah.
go outside and stuff like that, and like if I get a good garage and stuff, like probably like because I might have to commute, so I might have to have my car like so yeah, like thinking on those terms, I'm just thinking more of like how convenient it would be for me to reach to the office if it is 2 days hybrid kind of a situation.
Okay.
And
Where
yeah.
would you be commuting to, by the way? Where's the office at?
Good. This is good, Russell.
It's
Thanks.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh yeah, you cut off there for a second. Yeah, where would you be commuting to?
It's in South Lake Union.
Oh, South Lake Union. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you can find a pretty good deal, with a decent commuter that's fairly close to South Lake Union, then you would probably be a 10, something like that.
Yeah, I would reach closer to like 8 or 9, and like
Mhm.
depends on like how much is my budget going to be.
Yeah.
Like based on that, like
here's your close. There's your
I'm
close.
thinking of it. Like I might go probably more than 7 as well in couple of
There's your
days or couple
close,
of,
right?
in a month or so.
Okay.
Because like that's the thing. Like the rent, they are increasing exponentially. So
Right.
it's like it's more right now to buy or like look into financing a house than like going into a lease option again.
Yeah.
So, and I've been in Seattle for like 2.5 years now. So I've been here for a while now.
Right. So when does your lease end, by the way?
For now, I have like it's actually ending by the end of this year itself, and I have added like 1 month extra kind of a thing. So 3 or something like.
So maybe
that's the
January
current
or so, somewhere around there next January.
Okay. I'm just going to leave this as really good. When do you close him?
Around 5 minutes, somewhere around 5 minutes.
All right, let me see.
I asked him another question. Asked him if he had an agent.
Oh, good. Hang on. Let me
And
see.
then-
Let
and
me
then
go.
we-
I'm going to go to
I
four.
Fine with that option as well. Like, but depends on like how good of an option do I get.
I see. Do you have a realtor to help you out when
Good.
the time is right?
Not at this time.
Good.
No, I don't. I like that. That's what I said, right? I just I was like randomly searching to stuff, and I'm pretty rookie into this stuff, so
I see.
I'm pretty new into this stuff. So I might take some time to like learn all these things and stuff. So,
Right. Well, I have an idea. Like, why don't we do this? Since it sounds like you could be pretty motivated. With the rent prices going up and everything. Why don't we get a search set up for you directly on the main database? That's the Northwest MLS. That way, you'll know about any good deal the moment it becomes available and before it shows up on any of the public websites. So that's the problem right now, by the way. All the good deals, they pretty much go under contract or pending right away. A lot of times before it shows up on the public sites. So people just browsing around on public sites, they miss out on a lot of good properties. So it's important to get that search set up directly on the main database. And then also you'll also have some good ideas of what homes are selling for and have some good data points. So you can make a decision about your budget.
Just say solds and what the money's buying, right?
Within. All right. There's no cost and no obligation. Do you think this would be helpful for you?
yeah, that sounds great to me. Yeah, that would make up my mind.
Okay. I'm going to stop. This is really good, Russell. Like really good. I mean, this is you at your best, because I'll tell you what, I let it play for everybody because you've been around this body of work for a long time. There's a couple of adjustments that you've made. You don't sound as weak and apologetic, but you sound gentle. You're starting to find that balance between what too weak sounds like, and you're leading him, and you're gentle with him, and you're curious, and you're genuinely interested. But what I like is you don't let him go too far. You move to the next beat. I want everybody, because I was just saying this about the offer. There's a couple of spots within which the questions he's disciplined to stay with in his routine. Do you have a realtor to help you when the time is right? Is one of the key pivotal points for Duran and Russell and Maxie. That's they train on that. That's a key point. And then he closes for the appropriate offer. And because he's been making that offer for a while, he's able to plus it up. Right now, these things aren't getting to the public site, which is right. That's a contextual thing of what's happening now. If we're doing this for you, you're going to get these very quickly because we're watching it for you. And we're giving it to you from the source. And that's really contextually accurate. And so I just want to call this out as really, really good. And it's worth the 6 minutes and 21 seconds and then some, because it's real business and it's set up. And this guy is early enough. But again, here we go. If this guy can meet a guide who has a better plan, this is the story brand formula. If he can meet a guide who has a plan, this can be a good ending for him sooner than later. But you can see what I talked about for those of you that were also in the campfire on the buy side. This is why representation matters. That somebody can come in and tell this guy, and he's telling him what he wants first, which is access to properties, right? That's what they all want. So he's giving them that offer. And then he's going to set up with the appointment what they need, which is representation and guidance. Bravo, Russ. One of your best.
Thanks.
Bravo. Now, don't snap back from this when it's more difficult and your cognitive load is heavier. Follow? Stick to this. And the hardest part of this job, and I don't have to tell you of all guys, is that this is just one of those moments where your routine is benefiting you. Staying in that, and I know we've made this, but that's why I just said, remember, one of the things we talked about was the power of solds. Say the word, right? What I'm going to also include are sold properties. So you can see what the money you can afford to spend is actually buying. That's a very, very big deal. I had to argue with Duran's thinking for a while there too, and everybody else for that matter. That is, you're bridging the gap between information and insight with solds. If I curate and organize for you the sold properties that you think you're going to spend 7 to 8 or whatever it is, I'm giving you insightful information now, because now instead of just looking, see, to give you access to the source of information is one thing, but to organize it so that you also see sold, so you see what the money is actually buying right now, to see if you would buy that or not, if that stuff fits your criteria, well, that's insightful. And it's more organized and more thoughtful than anybody else is going to do. Oh, and by the way, if you get with us, we'll make sure you get the best financing. We'll make sure you get organized the best, right? And that way, when it's all in front of you, it'll be an easy decision, right? But you stay with him, which is what I was trying to teach a couple of the newer folks here. You stay with him because he's not really off-putting in the beginning. He's not blowing you off. He's not obnoxious. He's not nasty. You hang in there with them. And I just think there's a lot of business out there like this. Bravo, Russ. This is like, I think probably the best one you've ever sent me. Really, really good, right? Couple tweaks, but you still, you know, again, and it's not just about being effective. I mean, I know you've been effective for a long period of time. What I'd like to hear from you next too, and I talked to Duran about this and from Maxie too, is I want to hear follow-up calls where you can't book an appointment, but you got there. You know, mix it up with me each week. Try to get me somebody new. Try to get me some follow-up so that we stay in that rhythm, because what I'd love to see is that you're booking somebody that you just found today, but also someone you talked to 6 months ago. I want to keep you in that rhythm of now starting to think about this as a balanced business. Yeah?
Yeah.
Bravo.
All right.
Good one.
That was by far the best buyer call I've heard in months.
No doubt.
Really well.
No
really
doubt.
well.
Agreed. No doubt. No doubt. Real good. Real discipline.
Completely. That was
Yeah,
awesome. I was just texting Allison saying, Danny, you know, I know you have a disposition to hire female callers, and this is about the best buyer call I've heard in I don't know how long.
Yeah.
You have any friends,
Wait,
Russell,
what does that got to do?
clones?
What are you? Is this Sexist Friday? What is that all about? Yeah.
Danny, can you post that call recording on one of the Facebook pages?
Yep.
Great idea. It was that good.
Yep. Agreed. Totally agreed. Yes, I will. Dino, just send me a text to that effect, so when I jump off, I put it there. All right, here we go. Bambi with Nancy. Here we go.
Hello. Yes. Hi, Martha. This is Nancy from the Cohen Brothers Real Estate.
Oh, hi. Yes.
And hi, I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online and I noticed it didn't sell. And I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Yes, good.
You can send me information. It didn't sell because I took it off the market.
Okay. And so are you motivated now to sell it?
No. Yeah. No, so good in the beginning, right? Finish the beat. I know this. I know what's happening. She collides into you. She kind of gets out in front of us where we are. Okay, well, wonderful. Let me just confirm first the address. Should I send it to the address? Finish. Because remember, this little benevolent Trojan horse works wonders when it shows up. Even if you can't accomplish what you want to in the first call, this little Trojan horse might help you do that, okay? Because when this opens up and it's benevolent information and it helps them make a better, decision, like this is powerful. So finish. Just finish, because your intro was beautiful. The only thing I would say is from the Coen Brothers Real Estate, and then you kind of had this pregnant pause where you're waiting for her to recognize the brand. Don't do that, right? Keep going, right? And so all of you, I forget the gal's name. I'll use your name.
The pause was because I wanted to make sure it was her.
Yeah, well, what you do with then, this is what I was going to say. Nancy?
Yes.
There you go. See what I mean? You just answered. See how it works? The minute I said your name and I said it with authority and I put a question mark, right? What did you do? You knee-jerk reacted and said yes, right? So do that on these calls. Use that. I hate to call it a trick because it's not. It's a law. It's a trigger. Over here, I just cleaned up my office the other day. Influence, triggers. Like I have all these books, right? Another one of Cialdini's book called Yes. All of these things are actually the way we behave. We'd love to believe as humans, we're far more sophisticated than we are, but we're animals, right? So there's certain things that just trigger behavior in a gut way. And we say, oop, that was dumb. But these things are in a positive way because you're trying to silently lead this person. So by saying the name, attenuating downwards a little bit with authoritative in your baritone, they'll answer and you'll know. Then you go right into, oh, this is Nancy from Coen Brothers Realty. The reason I was calling is because I saw your beautiful home online and I noticed it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that? Nancy, every one of those lines is actually, let me just get the book, right? Every one of those lines was built by one of these laws, right? They were built.
Yeah, I have the book.
Yeah. And awesome. And it was built by the reciprocation. That's the package of information, right? Right there. So these are all laws, and the law of authorities in there. Let me just see if I can get to these weapons of influence, he calls them, right? So reciprocation, obvious, commitment and consistency, right? Social proof, liking, authority, and scarcity, right? Those are all laws. Those all help us get there. But the liking thing, I saw your beautiful home online. The minute that comes out of your mouth with a nice tone, you become a likable character, right? Because you're not patronizing them by saying something to them, but you are because you're complimenting their house. People say, well, what is a crap hole? Well, we see beauty in the real estate business and everything. I love teardowns if it's the right lot for somebody, right? So these are all behavior patterns that whether we like it or not, they work. So that's why a system can actually empower you to be way more effective so that when you get into the human stuff, meaning where their context comes out, and you just heard a perfect call, right?
Yes.
Right? Follow me? He was able to be the therapist, but he never left the questions that allowed that person to sort it out. By the way, why we all reacted positively to Russell's call, it's a nice long one where there's a therapeutic thing going on. In other words, Russell is patient to be the therapist. He asks the question, there's a cathartic moment, the guy opens up, he brings him to the next one. And he's letting the guy sort it out. He's like, geez, I guess you're right. If I were to find this property and I were to be all organized, I probably would be, I don't know if I'd be a 10 because I'm a little bit skeptical in my personality, but I'd be an 8 to 9. Well, that's a big game changer because he allowed that person to have that process, right? So I just want to emphasize, I'm not some lunatic like Grant Van Dyke had somebody call me a control freak. I'm not trying to control anything. I'm trying to teach how things actually work, right? And that the more you can adhere to them and learn why we do what we do here, the more effective you can become. Make sense? Because this is good. This is good. But now you make up words. And the minute you make up words, we're losing our strategic approach, which is developed to let them have a therapeutic moment for you and them, right? Here we go.
Okay.
Not at this moment. Maybe within the year.
Okay.
Towards the end of the year. But not.
All right, great. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mail this information to you and help you sell it. You'll find it very helpful. I'll check back to see that you got it. And is your mailing address 106 Granada Hill 344?
Yes, Unit 3.
Oh, Unit 3. Okay, got it. All right. So I'll go ahead and send that out to you and have a great day.
Okay. And have a great day. And I'll call you next week to make sure you got it. You have the components.
I know.
Well,
I know.
Well, don't worry. You have the components in this conversation. They're there, but it's like a jigsaw puzzle that's still a mess on the floor, right?
Right.
So, but they're there. That's encouraging. And your tone is there. It's just, I use the quip that for some reason, the animal brain always bails out the side of the plane, right? And that will just come like you and Bambi or you and Donnie. Just read through this stuff. Just read through it. I told Donnie, I don't want him beating you guys up with role play and making it difficult. We're not looking for difficult calls. We're looking for just routine so that you understand it. Okay. Very good though.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Very, very, very good, especially early on. All right, Kathy for Bambi. Here we go.
Hello, Simon? Is this Simon? Hello? Hello? This is Kathy with the Cohen Brothers. Hi. This is Kathy with the Cohen Brothers Realty. I'm calling because I noticed you live in Encino, and the real estate market update came out the other day. I'd like to send you a copy of the report with all the details so you can see how it affects your home value. Can I do that?
Oh my God! Wait, the report just came out.
Yeah. For the month.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Good.
Reel him in.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Very good, huh?
Yeah.
I'm actually standing next to my mortgage lender right now. Would you like to talk to her?
No. You buying now?
Okay, yeah. So thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right. So he's a jerk. He's a wise guy. He's on so whatever. Move on. Right? Okay. Not hearing Kathy. So, but there's an example of, can you all hear me? Did I lose everybody or just Kathy?
No, I hear you.
Okay, good. So, yeah, good. So ultimately, that's just a guy who's a wise guy. You know what I mean? Like he's being a wise guy with her. But again, if she routinizes that offer a little bit better, then it's just, you're there, right? You're there. So, is it good? I mean, he's a wise guy, right? So just move on. He's not going to be our avatar who appreciates what you're saying, right? That's it. So he's a big player, right? He thinks he's in a movie. He's a big player. I'm sitting here with my mortgage broker. We're having a couple of cigars. Yeah, okay, tough guy. Next, like the barber says, a little slap in the back of the neck. Next. Got it? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Eva. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, Andrew?
Michael.
Oh, Michael. Oh, hi, Michael. This is Eva with Rossetti Realty. And the reason I'm calling is because I noticed your beautiful home online didn't sell. And I wanted to mail you a package of information that will help you sell it next time.
I'm curious on why you say you noticed that I have a house that did not sell. I did not put my house on the market yet.
Oh, okay. And the address is 975 Portela Drive, San Francisco. Is that
correct?
We talked about this. Okay. Are you planning on selling your home?
You're the second person to call me about this, and I'm confused. I have a realtor.
Okay. Oh, you do. Okay.
And we've been working, and you're the second person to say this. What is being said out there in the world that says it was on the market and was sold? I'm curious.
Well, it says it was put on the MLS. It actually says it was canceled. I'm not really sure exactly how that works.
Okay, why do you get nervous here?
I didn't know the answer.
You did. Hold on. You did.
I did. I figured out that I was searching my brain for it.
Yeah, right. Well, again, it's that cognitive load in that, that moment. You're none of you are going to do anything egregiously wrong by trying to serve somebody. So get over that, right? That's the little gremlin that's in everybody's brain, that you're doing something wrong. Well, how did you know? Well, I have a list of canceled and expireds here. So it says yours was on the market and then off. Is that accurate? Just again, lean in when these dogs, they're not even biting, they're nipping. Like he's nipping at you. It's canceled, right? But you don't have to run away. Just say you're on a list of canceled listings. And that's what I noticed. And watch the words. I saw your beautiful home online and I noticed it didn't sell. Not I saw your beautiful home and I noticed it didn't sell online, right? Those are just the subtleties, but all of this matters because it gives you a stronger understanding of this. And so when you're working with Gail, you want to talk about the realities of if you don't know real estate that well, say, I had an interesting question here. Guy kind of caught me off guard. He said, well, how is this happening? And I thought it was the logical. It's usually pretty simple, Eva, right? It's just what's logical. What's logical is that this guy was on the canceled list, expired list. That's what you're doing, right? You're calling canceled, expireds, withdrawals. He's on that list. How do you get on that list, right? Follow?
That's what he wants to know is how he got onto the list.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't really have the answer. And if I did have the answer, I probably still didn't want to tell him that. I don't think.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why didn't you want to tell him that?
I wasn't really sure. Just that from past experience with other places I work for, they usually don't want to tell people how they get their phone numbers.
Okay. Not here. We're transparent with everything.
Okay.
We're transparent with everything. I would never want any of you, to feel like we were doing anything underhanded like that. Nothing. This is what it is. We are here to serve them first. So if you default to that in your brain, you're good, right? So that's what we do. You're in there and you say, look, I'm just here to serve you. I don't know. Let me check it out. You're on a list of canceled, expired, withdrawn. Don't get so nervous. It's almost like you've been caught red-handed doing something bad, right?
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you haven't, but that comes from your past.
Right. It was baggage.
Exactly. The way that we do this here is this is serving. It's all good information. If they don't want it and they're just grumpy and upset, no problem. I'll take you off the list. It was just some information that would help you sell it. I wasn't soliciting anything. Bye. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Let me listen I'm going to listen to some more here.
Okay. How I get the phone number. And it wasn't me that called you earlier. It was probably somebody else. So, all I can tell you is that it just shows that was put on and it was canceled. The lead was canceled out. So, yeah. But if you are interested in some information, I have a PowerPoint and I'll use.
Well, at this point, I'm more interested in finding out what that means to me. Because usually, if I see a house listed and canceled, that's a bad news. Meaning, oh, well, that's a bad thing to me. And I'm curious as to why that happened.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't answer all your questions. I apologize. I don't have the answers for you. You're asking really good questions. I just don't have the answers.
I'm guessing if you're a realtor and you saw a house that was on the market, apparently on the market and canceled, doesn't that send you a message that something's wrong?
Well, I work for Rossetti Realty, and I'm just calling people up, sending them out information.
Okay, you're diminutizing yourself. Stop doing this. Yeah. This is you're diminutizing yourself. You're getting very insecure because he's peppering. I like what you did. I don't know, but I'd be happy to ask the broker here, Gail.
Okay.
Well, who are you? Oh, I'm the head of the telemarketing department. So it's my job to make sure we get the right information to the right people. So maybe you're not the right person. So, but I can ask Gail what happened. We can find out for you real quick.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, just be more authoritative. I mean, we didn't hire any of you to be weak, right? Remember that. And all we ask is have integrity and be honest, but don't be weak, right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. Very simple. We're here to empower. Remember, say they empowered me. And so if you trip over yourself being a little bit more empowered, then it's my problem next time, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd much rather that than something that makes you feel diminutized because you did that to yourself. Don't do that again. You don't need to. You're very good. He just threw you off with stuff that you just didn't know about yet. Now you do. Right?
Okay,
Yeah, good. Bravo. All right, gang. Well, listen, that does it for today. Appreciate everybody who sent in some calls here. And we hit a 5-star out of 5-star with Russell's call today. So for all my mastermind members, I'll be posting that as we speak up on the Facebook group. So you can go over there and get it. Other than that, have a great weekend, everybody. Keep practicing this stuff because, man, when you work on it, you get a nice 5-star call like that. Good stuff. All right. All right, everybody. Have a good day.
Danny.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Bye, all.
Bye.